Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Wrestling is Her. I'm your host, Raja, and I'm joined by my fired up co-host, John.
Hello.
Somebody say something about fired up?
Somebody said something about getting fired up.
We're always fired up in this house when it comes to talking about freaking women's wrestling.
That's right.
Man.
That's right.
Come on now.
We need like a Tommy Rich that's spelled Tomi. And just some redneck looking.
This is a blonde.
Yeah, some redneck blonde girl from the South. And just send her to Stardom and she just be over there and be like, somebody said something about getting fired up.
I think we know a few girls that could fit that bill, probably.
Let me give Kenzie Page a call.
You think she'll change her name?
No, and I also think she'll beat the crap out of me if she hears me even imply that she could play that role.
Yes, I agree. So probably
won't be the first time.
Put that on the back burner.
Won't be the first time she's beat the crap out of me. So,
but we are here. We are happy. We are ready to talk about some Stardom, even if Stardom wasn't quite ready to be Stardom this week.
Oh, yes.
There was some issues.
Oh my God.
With the streaming.
Oh.
When you live stream, there can be issues with that. But it's just...
Let me tell you something.
3 shows in a row.
Can I tell them a story?
Yes.
So...
Go ahead.
Go ahead?
Go ahead.
I owe Stardom. And so I owe Stardom. And thankfully, Daddy Warbucks over here took care of me. But because of Stardom's brought a lot of good things in our life.
Absolutely. It's wonderful, amazing. We love it.
The girls, the ladies,
it's a big part of our life.
In Stardom have brought us so much joy.
Yes, continuously.
The stream, however, in southern Japan. In southern Japan,
down
for
there
some
in
reason,
Kyushu Island, I don't know what's going on.
For some reason, we're running off somebody's burner account hotspot.
Ando's got his phone over there with his dying battery
while he's playing something else, right?
He's playing Candy Crush on the side.
Yeah, he's playing Candy Crush. He's watching Runaway Wrestler or something. But whatever the reason, 3 shows, and all 3 shows were some of the crappiest signal output.
It was so bad
that you ever see. Now it all got uploaded. It's all uploaded, and doesn't look bad when it's uploaded.
No,
as far as on the network, but live, pal.
It's difficult.
When we're
watch.
live, pal, we got to go live. We were going to do a show after every show, but there was. You got to understand
technical difficulties.
We all have things, right? We all have things.
Things and stuff.
One of my things is I like things to work.
You're all about that crisp signal.
I like having a crisp signal. And so this crazy thing happened.
It was insane.
It really was. Because I'm not a violent person. I have a remote control. A Roku remote control.
Yeah.
So
standard Roku remote.
We start watching it and I'm excited, boys. I'm excited. We're going to watch, not only are we going to watch 3 days of Stardom, but we're going to catch up on some A-dub that we were behind on. We're going to watch some old school Joshi.
Yes.
And we're going to record some extra content this entire week. This is our big thing. We're even trying to figure out, hey, what are we going to, we're storyboarding, man. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do?
What are we going to start with?
We're going to start this Patreon off correctly. We're going to get it all going. And all happy, all this hinges on me sitting there and watching Stardom. And we'd already had a bad experience. This is night 2. And I'm excited. And we start playing it. And buddy.
Oh, it was just hard.
You couldn't even tell. It looked like, I think I put a tweet out. It looked like some found footage from 1979 Betamax.
It did.
I was very upset. So not in super anger, but that frustration. Not throwing it, but tossing something on the bed, right?
Yeah.
I was like, damn it. And I threw the Roku remote on the bed while we're watching it. And we got the surround sound popping and all this stuff. And the remote control takes a demanded. I mean, listen, it was it Halloween? It was right after Halloween. It was Day of the Dead.
It was the 11/2 show that this happened on.
So regardless. It was this stupid thing. The remote bounces off this bed topper. We just put a new, a bed topper on this thing. It bounces off the bed and it flies Like nothing you've ever seen. Like I couldn't recreate this in a lab.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was pretty crazy.
A good 10 feet.
It was pretty insane.
A good 10 feet. Launches like a Scud missile in 1991, just going exactly where they didn't want it to go, and it
beams right off the flat screen TV.
It goes right through our television, and all of a sudden you get that. I mean, buddy, it was broke. Like
it was a moment.
It was one of those times, like on WWE, like when they hit the LED.
Right. Yeah. It was that kind of level.
Yeah, it makes that little shatter, that little web.
Yeah.
Except ours was real.
Yeah. Except ours actually did it.
So then I did get angry because there's no fixing that. There's no coming back from that.
No. It was half the picture was gone.
I've always wanted to see what a good fist to it would do. So I went over and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have fun with it at least. And I gave it some more spider webs. And at this point, well, we had to take a trip to the Wally World.
Yes.
And you know what? Came back with brand new 75-inch television.
Oh, God, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous when you're watching it at the end of a king-size bed, right?
It's massive.
So there's a 75-inch television there for our Stardom viewing now. And I would like to thank the fine folks at Stardom and the south of Japan's web signals.
And whoever made that bed topper and
yes.
the aerodynamics of Roku remotes, I guess, are all to thank
everything
for
comes together.
This new TV.
Everything comes together with our Day of the Dead celebration that turned us into a new television.
Absolutely.
We have got it all watched, though.
There's a lot of 4 whole nights of Stardom.
There's a lot. I forgot a 4th night.
There are 4.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
That's a lot to go over.
Well, that's crazy because I don't remember 4 nights.
You'll remember as we go.
Okay.
It all kind of blurs together.
There was some really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. In fact, you're going to want to listen because...
It's because by the time we fixed everything from the 2nd, it was almost time for the 3rd, and then we had to go back and watch the matches from the 2nd.
So the way it's going to work, we're going to give ratings on tournament matches only, unless there's some standout that we need to tell you about. And the cool thing is, I don't think there's one of those, by the way. I think there is one of those. It's a little triple thing or something.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. But a lot of fun stuff to go over, and we do have a lot of things. If you haven't watched the shows, you're going to want to listen because we do have some things, some highlights you're not going to want to miss. Yeah. And there was a lot of fun stuff. There's a lot of newsworthy things that have happened. It progressed quite a bit, so it turned out okay. Yeah,
it was a fun weekend of shows. It was just a lot because they had the one show on Halloween and then 3 shows over the weekend, like consecutively. So it was a lot of stuff all at once. But we got there in the end, didn't we?
We got there in the end, pal.
But before we jump into these 4 shows and reviewing them, there are a few things I wanted to mention that have happened in the Stardom sphere that are noteworthy. We have a couple more matches announced for Historic X-Over.
Yes.
Which is only a couple weeks away, which is so exciting. First, an 8-man match, which is Saida and Hanan Wingori teaming with Ryusuke Taguchi and Hiroshi Tanahashi to take on Saya Kamitani and Natsuko Tora teaming with Drilla Maloney and Gabe Kidd.
Wow.
So that's like the ultimate good guys.
Wow.
Versus it's like Stars and Hontai versus freaking Hate and the Bullet Club War Dogs, okay?
Can I go off script a little?
Yes.
Just really quick.
Yes. Please.
You, Gabe Kidd. How dare you put your dirty freaking gringo hands on Kenny Omega, the treasure.
That man was the leader of Bullet Club. How dare you?
How dare you? Kenny Omega, hallowed be his name. As we sit under our Kenny Omega shrine right now.
Yes.
Listen.
Wearing my Kenny Omega shirt.
Kenny Omega shirt. I've got my Kenny Omega underwear on. Listen, we are super excited about Kenny's return.
Oh, so excited.
The New Japan, guys, listen. New Japan is on fire right now.
They really are. They've like the Super Junior Tag League and everything, and the Power Struggle, like it's all been crazy.
Yeah, so if you like New Japan and you've not been watching it, you need to tune in a little bit because we got ZSJ on top.
where he belongs.
I mean, you got Kenny Omega making a return. The Bucks are going to be there soon.
Ricochet showed up.
Ricochet showed up doing Ricochet things.
Crazy stuff.
Just really good stuff. Sorry about putting a beep in our show so early, but it wouldn't be as fun if you heard me say it. I want you to wonder if I said love you or whatever. So.
I know Kenny said he wanted to test himself against some New Japan younger talent, some up-and-comers, but that is not what I expected to happen.
No, me either.
The other match that we have announced for Historic X-Over, which got announced like literally right after our last show, I was like, dang, we missed the opportunity to talk about it. We have the challenger for Great-O-Khan's King of Pro Wrestling challenge that he put out at the pay-per-view.
The perfect challenge.
As we spoke about when that challenge was put out, the perfect competitor for that match.
We said it. Suzu
Suzuki will be facing Great-O-Khan in a hardcore match for the King of Pro Wrestling title.
Yes.
Fighting for a historically men's title.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
It's called King of Pro Wrestling.
Nobody on earth is more suited. Male, female, undecided.
Absolutely.
There is nobody better suited for crazy than the crazy girl.
Absolutely not. Suzu Suzuki's gonna rock this match. I'm so pumped.
Yeah, man, I'm fired up for it. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
I love Historic X-Over. It's so much joy.
Yeah,
just filled with
it
joy.
really is. And Suzu has a special quality about her that she's got this ability to humor us.
Yeah.
While being very serious and violent and scary.
Yeah. She's a presence.
It
has to be felt.
It's a talent. It's a very big talent. So
it is. I agree.
She's going to go over in that. She's going to win that men's title.
I would be so pleased if she became the King of Pro Wrestling and had to defend it in these stipulation matches. That would be so fun.
I hope what happens is she wins it and brings it to Stardom.
Yeah, like face some of the Stardom girls.
Because I can see like her and Saki.
Yeah.
You know.
The silly match.
Can you imagine the stipulations they can come up with?
Oh, I can only imagine.
As long as it doesn't involve ladders and boxes, I'm fine.
As long as they don't have to climb a ladder and grab anything.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
The other thing I wanted to mention really quick, on November 4th, Saya Kamatani was not present at the Stardom show because she was wrestling in Pro Wrestling Wave.
Yes.
Finally getting her shot for the Regina title that she earned by winning the tournament this year. So she had that match against Yuki Miyazaki and she won. Saya Kamatani is the new Regina champion of Pro Wrestling Wave. That's
awesome.
Crazy.
Awesome job.
She's just out here like, we got a tag league going on. She's like, I'll be right back. I'm going to go wrestle for this title.
Hey, man. The best way to make it prestigious.
It is. And she's going to bring that back with her and be all showy about it now.
I love when indies or smaller feds are taking advantage of the open borders.
Right. They're like, take our belt and show it off.
Yeah.
So people know us.
All the girls know too. They're like, oh, I'm going to go do this show in backdoor Lick Splicket Wrestling.
Right.
Because they're going to win that Lick Splicket championship.
Right. Like you had Starlight Kid bring back the Spark Joshi championship. Yeah. Then you had Sariano with the Sendai Girls championship. Oh, yeah. And Mina now with the undisputed British Women's World Championship.
Sendai Girls, though.
Sendai Girls is not as much of a, that's not a backwater indie, obviously.
We just love it too much. It's definitely like on equal set. You know, like,
Sendai Girls is definitely more on an equal footing with Stardom, but it's still an outside belt that was brought into Stardom.
It is.
So it's always fun to see those things happen.
It is very fun.
But let's talk about the fun we had over these past 4 shows, because there's a lot to get into with 4 whole shows to review.
There is.
Starting on October 31st in Takamatsu. This Halloween show started off with Rion and Mina Shirakawa teaming up against Suzu Suzuki and Shiri, which is just a weird, like, crazy tag team just off the bat.
This match set the pace for one of the weirdest weekends in our Stardom.
Yes, because this match was insane.
Because it went 4 days and 22 minutes.
It was a really long match. It almost went the time limit for an opening match.
For an opening match, this match was, and it's not bad long.
No, it's weird long.
Yeah, weird long.
Weird long.
It's weird long. Absolutely.
And it was weird as well because Mina Shirakawa and Rian coming out with those witches hats, but Mina having the makeup on and freaking Shiri out, like to the point where Shiri and Suzu were fighting about who had to get in the ring with her first.
Dude, I loved it so much because Mina did such a good job being freaky.
She did.
With her eyes.
She was terrifying.
Yeah, she really went too good at it.
At one point, she did this freaking like bridge on her head and then she walked like backwards.
Yeah, she totally did the Exorcist spider crawl down the steps.
And then she just broke out into the Thriller dance. I love Mina Shirakawa.
I do too.
But unfortunately, that did not help Mina win this match because Shiri locked the Scorpion Deathlock on and got the win for her and Suzu.
I see what you did there. You called it sharpshooter in live action.
I did call it sharpshooter. It's the Queen of the Villains English dub or subtitles that got me. Yeah. They called it sharpshooter.
Did we ever talk about that?
I don't think so, but
that pissed me off so
with
bad.
the Crush Gals and the sharpshooter, yes.
Like it wasn't even a sharpshooter yet.
The Scorpion Deathlock, whatever you like to call it.
It's the Scorpion Deathlock, and it's not because of Sting either.
No, it was the Scorpion long before.
Yes.
The Master of the Scorpion.
Absolutely.
But I love this trend that Tag League has sort of come up with, I guess. On every single show, we have at least one match with an odd couple pairing or like six-man.
Yeah, where I'm like, is this Tag League?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, it's a tag match. And there's people in Tag League.
And then there's people from different factions all teaming up together. I don't know what's going on.
And then the one strange team.
Yeah, I love it. I love seeing people team together that don't normally team together.
Yeah, me too.
Hilarious.
Suzu and Shiri is a good team, though.
They do. They made a really good team.
I thought
because
so.
they have a similar fighting style.
Yeah.
So I think they would get along.
It's a vibe.
If Suzu wasn't so obstinate, maybe.
True.
Following that, we had Rana Yagami and Lady C.
Ladies and gentlemen, the only wrestling podcast to use the word obstinate this week.
Oh, I doubt that. Probably not.
I'll put $100 on it.
It's a good word. The next match was a tag match where Rana Yagami and Lady C teamed up against Saya Ida and Azumi, yet another weird little tag team who also got the win in their match
with the lariat.
With a sliding lariat from Saya Ida.
we gotta start smartening people up on our lingo.
Yes, we call the sliding lariat a slariat.
Yes,
because it rolls off the tongue easier.
And half the girls do it.
They do. Saya Ida does it the best, I think.
So it's a slariat.
This was a good match. It was a fun match, you know. Rana Yagami and Lady C tried their best, but it's Azumi and Saya Ida, so you got like power and speed all there.
It's another thing that we picked up from Joshi when we first started watching Joshi, and we say it now with a straight face. They tried their best.
They tried their best, yes. And you always have to put the fist in the air.
use it in daily conversation.
I'm going to try my best.
Yeah, as long as you try your best.
Or in Japanese, ganbari.
Yes, absolutely.
Got to try your best. They always do, too. They never slack off.
They don't.
After that, we had a 6-man tag team match where Ruraka, Saya Kamitani, and Natsuko Tora took on Miyu Amasaki, Mei Seira, and Starlight Kid. A little hate versus Neo Genesis. And, you know, Neo Genesis are just so fun when they're all out together.
Yeah. They're always the best.
Any, like, combination of them. This was like a Neo Genesis first half of the card with Suzu first and then Azumi and then the rest of the girls all lumped together in one match.
This was just a match to make me feel bad about not being able to get Stardom merchandise quick enough.
Yes. Like, where's all the Neo Genesis stuff?
Because there was several things in this match that I want.
You're like, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that.
I want the Kamitani jacket. I want the Starlight jacket.
Yeah.
It just makes
those jackets are so nice and so expensive.
It's not even
calm down.
It's not even the expense because it's worth it.
It probably would be, but it's still a lot.
It's so hard to get anything. It's it's up, it's sold out.
Yeah, I know. It ridiculous.
Feels like it reminds me of like some of the things I get pissed off when I study Jim Crockett Promotions, because you think about how popular they were and how much merchandise they could have literally sold.
Right.
You know, every now and then there would be a shirt. There'd be like a Great American Bash shirt or something like that. But it just makes me angry because, you know, the ability to make T-shirts was there.
Right, but they just didn't.
Even their VHS releases, they would cut matches. And for anybody who loves wrestling, I remember getting the Jim Crockett tag team tournament, and the matches, all the matches were not even on there. Like they would skip entire like slings of matches. Like I wanted to see the fabulous ones.
Right.
No, you're not going to see the fabulous ones if you get the commercial tape. And they would have the people, because they would divide teams from all over the world.
Right.
They would only feature the teams pretty much that was on their TV show. That makes sense, kind of. But they would fit it in 2 hours, right? Mm-hmm. And it's literally like a 2-day tournament.
It's like, that's not going to fit.
It just made me so mad. But that's just reminds me of that, because Stardom can make so much money. Like,
right. If they had a more globally focused store, like even if it's limited quantities or
honestly
merch,
just put something in Times Square and
just like a pop-up,
do mail order out of there.
You know, I saw a piece of merch that I would die to have. We were watching Koguma passing her protest, and they were all wearing those like pale blue Stardom shirts with the little star with the smiley face.
Oh yeah,
I would kill to have that shirt. I love it.
We've been collecting as much merch as we could find from All Japan, from back in the day. And if anybody has anything from back then, like posters or programs especially.
We love a good program.
Yeah, just get a hold of us on our socials. You know, if you've got something extra there you're willing to come off of. But
I'm surprised I was able to get your 5-star shirt. Like even that was a little touch and go.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited about that. We should really put up some pictures of our latest
our stuff.
Our latest All Japan find.
Oh, our little figures?
Yes.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yes, those things are just amazing, just because of who's all included.
Yeah, I'll totally post it on Twitter.
It's little micro figures.
They're like little 2-inch figurines, but there's like 30 of them in the box, and it's all the every single amazing wrestler from All Japan.
And even on some of the ones, like we got 2 versions of the Crush Gals.
Yes, 2 of Dump and 2 of Akira Hokuto.
Yeah.
the big hitters.
And I think you got your favorite Akira gear.
Oh, you got the walkout gear with the mask.
Right.
So cool looking. Yeah. Even in tiny version.
How great would it be if one of the big Mattel companies put out real size figures?
God, I know. Oh, and you can get real figures of the All Japan women.
And you can still license most of them. You know, I think most all the women are still around.
Yeah, a lot of them are. A lot of them are still wrestling.
See, there you go. We got to get a hold of the toy company. So.
Yeah, it's like, this is what we want. This is what the people want.
And by God, there's going to be at least 2 people buy them.
Yes, it's going to be a huge success. But back to this 6-man. Hate was able to win this match when Saya Kamitani hit the Star Crusher. Not much you can do past that to get away from it.
No, you're dead.
Then we launched into our tournament matches for the night, starting in the red block. Hazuki and Koguma, FWC, versus Sayaka Kurara and Tam Nakano, which this would be the first time we're seeing this team in Tag League. And they came out in their little bride dresses with their veils, and they each did the kneel, and they put the veils over their faces, and they went to the ring, and then they took them off for each other. Oh, they're so cute.
Yes.
They're adorable. I love them as a tag team.
They're amazing.
And this match, okay, this night was kind of where it felt like Tag League really got down to business. You know, the first 2 nights, they were cool. Cool stuff happened. We got to see some stuff. But this night, all of the matches delivered.
Oh, yeah.
If you're looking for a good place to watch some Tag League matches, I would totally recommend October 31st. I thought all of these matches were amazing.
Absolutely.
And of course, with Sayaka Kurara and Tam Nakano teaming up, they have that Cosmic Angels fluidity that you see when the whole team is together. But you can tell that Sayaka's really trying to emulate Tam in the ring and really impress her, I think. They did some really cute tag team moves. They've adopted Tam's choke in the corner. Now Sayaka will do it with her, and then they'll do double team move out of the corner, off the ropes. But FWC is FWC, okay? They're a hard out. They're one of the best tag teams in Stardom. So it's not really a surprise that they won this match using an avalanche brainbuster and then Koguma's diving body splash to get the win.
and I'm with you. Listen, I love Kurara and Tam.
Yes.
There's something about them that is
special.
Yeah, there definitely is something special about them. I don't like the name.
No, their name, it's hard to say.
It's hard to say.
Which is why I haven't said it. And it's strange.
We could call them like the Attack Bell Brides.
That's perfect. I love it.
It's, something. I was trying to think of something that would like crack Bell Brides, but I don't want to make people think they're doing meth or something. So Attack Bell Brides it is.
This was a really fun match and a really great introduction to their team. There was a really great little Tam versus Hazuki segment in the match that just made me want to see that singles match. Like Tam versus Hazuki all day, please.
That Tam versus Hazuki is exactly, you're right. I mean, there's something about that was just a special.
It was so short.
The intensity of it, though.
They're both very intense people.
But I love where Tam's at right now because, man, she just takes care of business. And
she does. Even with Sayaka in there, like, she does not baby Sayaka very much.
Well, I mean, and listen, Sayaka, again, she has come on.
She has. She's gotten so good.
And when you have one of the young girls that are starting out, they don't always lay it in, right? There's some daylight or there's some hesitation. There's some stutter steps. You don't get that with Carrara, man. You get the worst she is after the match.
She's a little
she's not like if you're attacking her after the match, it's not, it wasn't we're going to get to a thing
right
that
in a couple shows. Yeah, like she wasn't all there like personality wise for a while.
Yeah, and I always have something I point to for later in the show. Let me tell you, there is a tease that's going to happen later in the show that we had to rewind and go back and watch a couple of times because it fired us up and it was so cinematic.
Yeah.
And that's the only way I can really explain it. It was so cinematic that when you've seen it, it told its own story, whether it was supposed to happen or not, whether it was supposed to give us those feels or not.
Yeah.
It's one of those that totally did. And a lot of times what we've noticed is Stardom is so on the pulse of what the people want.
Right.
That when you do feel that, it usually happens.
Absolutely. And I felt it, like my mind was going years into the future, with that one. So I was so excited.
Yeah, you started talking at the first of the match. And of course, this is the pin that's in this right now.
Yes.
We'll get back to it.
We will, yes. But yeah, FWC gets another win. They're on fire already for the tag league.
They are.
Following that, we had another red block match where Micah and Hanako, Cup High Mate, took on Momokogo and Mayu Iwatani, Peach Rock. And I love the layers in this match because the loss that Momokogo suffered to Hanako the last time they were in the ring a couple weeks ago was kind of the turning point for her, where this whole Peach Rock thing started, where she was like, Hanako, you think you've bested me in the ring, like you think you've already grown past me, and that she was very upset about the fact that she was tapped out by Hanako in that match. And then you have Mayu Iwatani and Micah in here who were against each other in the semifinals of the 5-Star Grand Prix, and Micah was able to get that win over Mayu in that match. So there's just all this tension almost in this match coming into it, even though Micah and Hanako want to not take this tag league very seriously, it seems, because they come out with their beer and they're just goofing off.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
But once the match starts, they lock in because they're two of the best in the ring. And Peach Rock, even though Mayu Iwatani is on that side, Momokogo's still there, and she's still finding her footing in this whole tag team division.
Doing so well, though.
She's done so well. She's absolutely shown her growth, even over the past couple weeks.
If you know wrestling, you'll see the transitions that she's developed. And, just some of the next level steps, you get your basics down, and it's just the repetitive nature of the business. When you have to be in there every night, you have to be able to survive not having injuries. And she's done really well on this run. And you can really see that she has developed her working style to be not a hindrance, but a help.
Yeah, and Peach Rock work immaculately together, their double super kick move and all that. And I love the way, just the storytelling bits of Mayu Iwatani, like coaxing Momo during the match, or like coaching her through something, or just like giving her an encouraging little look or something. It's just so cool.
Just firing her up.
To watch them work together.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's special.
Yeah, when she pops in the ring and just is like, basically like, come on, get with it.
Yeah, like snap out of it. Let's go. We got this match to win. Unfortunately, Peach Rock was not able to win this match because Micah used her new flame drop finish to get the pin on Momo Kogo. And to Mayu's credit, she hasn't been like overly frustrated with these losses that Momo Kogo has been suffering, but you can tell it bothers her a little bit that they're not winning.
And I will say, rating wise, the Hazuki, the FWC match was
we were talking about Sayaka. We forgot about the rating.
Yeah, it was 4 stars.
4 stars, yes.
Exactly like this one.
Yes, both of these matches are 4-star matches. They worked excellently. The storytelling throughout the match is amazing, and the wrestling is just top tier because all of these people are amazing in these matches.
Absolutely, check these out.
Absolutely. For the main event of this Halloween show, we had a blue block match where Aya Sakura and Yuna Mizumori made their tournament debut against Sariano and Natsupoi. This is a full Cosmic Angels main event, and man, did it deliver.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, like just even at the start of the match where Yuna Mizumori got in there with Natsupoi and they hit that speed level that Yuna's been working on.
Yeah.
Just from there, I was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, Yuna's she's keeping up with the high speed.
She is.
And it was beautiful and it was just next level stuff.
Fluid. Aya Sakura got in there after that and just spent a while taking that beating from both Natsupoi and Sariano. This was a violent match. Like, Poi and Ano did not hold back, despite the fact that these are their teammates. And we talked about it in the 5-star when Natsupoi faced Yuna one-on-one. Like, they do not care. They're ready to show you that they are the best.
I think they're harder on their own girls.
Absolutely. There was a standoff with forearms between Yuna and Sariano that was just beautiful.
Oh,
I absolutely loved it. And then the finishing sequence with Natsupoi and Aya Sakura just trading kicks back and forth. But Natsupoi was able to get the win over her Cosmic Angels faction mates with the Fairyal Gift. And that put Sariano and Natsupoi up 2 more points in the tournament. They're just killing it early on.
Dude, those kicks.
The kicks are way
Those
crazy.
trading kicks were just incredible.
Yeah, you can tell, I think, that that's something that they work on a lot probably in training. Aya Sakura has amazing feet to begin with.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Put her in there up against Natsupoi, who has that just insane accuracy and speed. It was such a good match. I gave it a 4.75. It was a fun main event, great way to end the night. It was violent, it was fast, it was technically perfect. Sariano and Natsupoi are such a smooth tag team. There was like this one point where Saori tagged out and then slid the other direction to get Yuna off the apron, and I was just like, what did I just see?
Yeah, no, they're awesome, and the story, between the two of them, as we chronicled.
Yes, especially this year, they've gotten closer than ever.
It's just incredible. The enemies, the frenemies, the back and forth, and all this that they've done.
Right.
It's just been amazing. The whole ride, and now it comes together in this incredible gel of a team.
And it's no wonder that they're so smooth together. They've been wrestling together for close to a decade, right?
They honestly are probably the most technical.
They're so good.
It's the most technically sound team.
Despite the fact that after the match, neither of them could carry the other on their shoulders. But that's another story entirely. They're just silly gooses outside of a match. But once the match starts, you better watch out.
Absolutely.
Following that, we had a couple days of a break. And then on November 2nd, we were in Fukuoka.
Yeah.
This is when the trouble started. But also, it was still fun. Micah did a nice long speech at the beginning of the night to welcome everyone and to talk about being in Fukuoka because she's from Fukuoka. Yes. So they let her have a little run of. She's so good on the mic though. Like she just has so much fun up there.
Yeah.
She's very natural.
She is.
You were like, I could totally see her running her own promotion one day.
She seemed like she was welcoming to her show.
Yeah, like we're going to have a Micah run Joshi promotion in the future.
I can see her like stumbling around and half drunk and running a small fed.
Yes, absolutely. This show started out with a 6-way match between Shiri, Mina Shirakawa, Hanan, Saya Kamatani, Rion, and Momo Kogo. And this was funny. It started out with the two Stars girls and the two EXV girls sort of teaming up, like in their respective corners, and then Shiri and Saya Kamatani alone on the other side of the ring. And you were a big proponent for those two teaming up, which they did a little tiny bit during the match.
A little bit.
But as six ways go, this was fun. It was a lot of chaos. There was, the choke train where they all throw on the triangle choke, and then Rion trying to pin everyone
which was
choke.
awesome.
Yes, it was amazing.
Showing her growth.
But surprisingly, almost, Momo Kogo was the one who came out of this match with the win using a fisherman suplex.
Yeah. Which makes Mayu Iwatani say, why can't you do that in our tag matches?
Like, I guess the chaos of it works in her favor, but it's like, come on, Momo. You got to do it when it counts.
Yeah.
I love her. She's getting so good.
It was a great opener, though. Lots of action.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Get the crowd all fired up.
Fukuoka was here, though. They were ready for the show. Then we jump right into the tournament action, starting in the blue block, where Hina and Lady C took on Sariano and Natsupoi. And we can probably all guess how that went for Hina and Lady C.
Yeah, obviously Team Cena won. So.
No. Sariano and Natsupoi won.
Yes.
With the pottering. And Hina and Lady C are a good team, okay? And they're doing their best. They're doing their best.
Hina helped with her flexibility during the pottering.
Absolutely. It looked really tight.
Mm-hmm. It did. It looked like her hammies might need a little bit loosening.
Absolutely. Following that, we had a red block match where Ruaka and Natsuko Tora took on Miyu Amasaki and Azumi. And Ruaka was actually the one to get the win here over Miyu Amasaki with a quick roll-up, but a win nonetheless for Natsuko Tora and Ruaka.
And for my bumbling partner here, we'll go ahead and give where we're at right now on ratings going up through here because we're doing those in live action.
Yes, we are. Sorry. I keep forgetting about the ratings because I'm just so excited to just go and talk about the things that I'm excited about.
I'm pretty confident we were at 3s.
3s, yes. It was 3s for these two matches. They were good matches, but just
good.
The run-of-the-mill tag team
matches get you there.
Absolutely. Following that, we saw Mei Seira and Kohaku versus Yuna Mizumori and Aya Sakura, which was really fun because you had the revisiting of Yuna Mizumori and Mei Seira, and as we talked about, Yuna is still on the high-speed train, and Kohaku is just in there doing these crazy moves, like moves you don't normally see in Stardom, so it's a nice change of pace.
And Kohaku and Mei seem like they've been teaming for years.
Oh, it's weird that they would seem like they came from the same training class under the same teacher.
But still, they haven't been together.
They haven't, no.
So it's impressive that they look so fluid.
They have a similar style, so it gels really well together, and Kohaku can be more of the power, kind of like in Crazy Star when Mei has Suzu on her side, but now she's got Kohaku.
I did like Aya Sakura at the end of this having a bit of fire with Kohaku.
She was not happy about losing this match.
So I'm down for that.
Me too. I love Aya Sakura, but this match, same sort of thing as the 3-star match. It was just right there. And they were like kind of trying. I think this show was more about getting to that main event.
Yeah,
the Fukuoka main event.
I think so too.
Next, there was a red match where Rani Yagami and Tomoka Inaba took on Sayaka Kurara and Tam Nakano. And this is the match. This is the match that we need to pause and talk about a little bit in depth.
We do. And I do have to say, Rana and Tomoka.
They're so cool.
I really love them as a team. I affectionately call them chicks with kicks.
Yes. They will kick you.
Yes.
And they will absolutely obliterate you with kicks.
I love the kata at the first. Mm-hmm. I love the crowd yelling back.
Yes. And counting the 10 punches.
So it's good stuff. Let's talk about this match.
So early in this match, there was a part where Rani Yagami and Sayaka Kurara were in there against each other. And I couldn't help but think, and I said it out loud at the time during the match, I said, this is a rivalry we're going to be seeing years into the future. Like 5-10 years from now, I can see Rani Yagami versus Sayaka Kurara like main eventing Stardom shows. It just feels like they've always had that chemistry and that fire against each other because they're so different.
Oh, yeah.
But they're in the same class, so they're naturally competitive against each other because they want to one-up each other.
And they're always going to be connected.
Yeah, so you always have that connection. You see them putting the classes together for matches sometimes in Stardom where it's like, we all graduated together, so we're going to team up for this special match. So they have that special connection where they train together. And it's so funny how different that they came out. But when they face each other in the ring, there's just something there.
There is.
That just makes you go, oh, I want to see more of this.
Yeah, no, it's very special, and it's something that you can see early on with any great set of rivals.
Yeah, and I absolutely think it's going to carry on. And this match was amazing.
Yes.
Tomoka and Rana were on fire the entire match. Then you got Tam Nakano and Sayaka Kurara, who have just completely formed this tag team that just makes all the sense in the world, and they work like they've been tagging together for ever.
Yeah.
And the way that they met in the ring, it was amazing.
It was. And this is what, I'm talking about with the cinematic.
Yeah, there was one moment late in the match with Rana and Sayaka where they both hit each other and then took these crazy bumps, but it was like the most beautiful thing that you've ever seen.
Even after the match, there was a stare.
There was. They stared each other down. Then
Rana,
there was a few hits going on.
Yeah, Rana looking up at Sayaka and just like and just to stare at one another, and
it was so good.
You could just feel it, and she was like, "Yeah, you want some?"
Oh, it was palpable.
And Kurara did want some, indeed.
Indeed, she did. She got some, but Tam Nakano quickly separated them and was like, "Not now,
no,
children, please."
Listen, I'm there for it. I can't wait
it so much.
I can't wait to see where it goes.
This match was so emotionally charged, and like the wrestling was good, but just the feeling of it was so amazing and impactful.
I think we're starting to get the personalities of
of
the girls, and
starting to see them really come into their own,
who they're going to be.
And their wrestling has come so far and is so good now that it's mind-blowing how different they are from the beginning of the year.
Absolutely. It's night and day being in Stardom.
It is, but I gave this match a 4.75.
Yeah.
It was that good.
It was that good.
Like in the moment when I was watching it, I was like just blown away.
It was that good. And you need to go out of your way to see it. You'll feel it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was amazing. But after that, we still had one more tournament match in the blue block where Rina and Azusa Inaba took on Suzu Suzuki and Starlight Kid. And this match is just crazy because of who won and how they won.
Yeah, it really
because Rina got a 3 count over Starlight Kid.
Huge.
Which is a massive pin for Rina.
It's huge, especially with the kind of year SOK's had.
Yeah.
She's definitely all the way back.
She is.
And you talk about tough outs.
Yeah, seriously.
SOK is the franchise.
She is.
So, it's crazy whenever she stumbles at all.
Yeah.
But the slip over here is something.
It is. And you can chalk it up to this being the first tag league match for Suzu and Starlight. Maybe they're not firing on all cylinders as a tag team yet, but they were facing Rina and Azusa Inaba, and as Rina put it after the match, Azusa's 16 and she's 17, and they're convinced they're gonna win the tag league.
Yeah.
So hard to argue with them when they get wins like this.
Yeah, I mean, more power to them. Listen, we have sung the praises from every rooftop.
Yes.
Of Rina.
Rina's an incredible wrestler.
Rina is a future World of Stardom champion. Maybe white belt champion, actually. I don't know. I
could see her, honestly, anywhere.
Yeah, she's amazing. And she's got the size, she's got the look, she's got the moves.
Yeah.
She's got the attitude and the promo.
Yeah, but match-wise, this match was like 3.25, 3.5 stars.
Yeah.
It was a good match. It's got great wrestlers in it,
right.
But the pin was really the most incredible part and the most surprising. It was probably the first surprise win we've had in the tag league so far.
I think so.
Because a lot of the wins that we've had have been kind of like, yeah, okay, I could see that happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I wouldn't have picked this one.
No big surprises. I think we got a lot of surprises coming up.
Yeah, it's not over by a long stretch yet. But that brings us to the main event of this Fukuoka show, which featured Fukuoka Triple Crazy,
yes.
Hazuki, Koguma, and Maika taking on Hanako, Saya and Mayu Iwatani. And of course, Fukuoka Triple Crazy, they're all three from Fukuoka, so this was their big triumphant return match together that they planned back in the 5-star Grand Prix days where Hazuki and Maika sort of made plans to team up once November came, and they kept good on those plans. But this was it was a fun match. You had Koguma starting us out, and Mayu Iwatani so excited to do the bear dance. That is not even funny. Yeah, so excited.
That made it wonderful.
She was ready to
on
go.
Its own. She's like, finally.
Yeah. We had some Hanako versus Maika in there, and it was a good fun match. It was the spectacle match that you want to see from this sort of like, they're at home and they want to show off for all their friends and family.
And they were all there.
Yes, they were definitely all there. But Maika got the win in this match with her Michinoku Driver 2, giving FTC the win in the main event in Fukuoka. So
was there ever any doubt?
Congratulations to them.
Yes.
So that brings us to November 3rd, the next night in Oita. Starting off in blue block, right into the tournament matches, Hina and Lady C versus Mei Seira and Kohaku. A nice little opening match. Kohaku managed to get the pin over Lady C after cracking her face with her knee, to be quite honest.
Yeah, it was rough looking.
Lady C posted a picture of like this big red spot next to her eye. She's fine because she was wrestling the next night, but it did look pretty brutal in the moment.
It looked nasty.
But this was a good 3-star match to start the night off.
Absolutely.
After that, we had a 3-way match where Rion took on Shiri and Hanako. And Hanako got the win in this match with the Shirasiga on poor Rion.
Yeah.
But Shiri was there too. And she did not get the win, unfortunately.
But she didn't take the loss.
No, she didn't. She did not. After that, we had a blue block match where Rina and Azusa Inaba took on Saori Ano and Natsupoi. And this match was a little clumsy. Mm-hmm. It wasn't anything terrible, but it just seemed like they weren't really on the same page.
Yeah, Inaba seemed off in the whole match.
Maybe she's still reeling from that injury that she was dealing with or something. I don't know.
She seemed heavy.
Maybe they went and got drunk after their win over Starlight Kid the night before.
I don't know. She just seemed clumsy and heavy, and everybody has those.
They have those days.
Well, I mean, so not everybody can dance with each other.
That's fair.
So we see that from time to time. It wasn't a bad match.
No,
I would still say it was a good 275.
It was, yeah. It wasn't a terrible match. Yeah. It was just a little clunky, but Sariano and Natsupoi won after Natsupoi used the fairy ring to pin her opponent. And then we had another break match where Ruaka and Natsuka Tora took on Aya Sakura and Yuna Mizumori, and Mina Shirakawa and Maika, and Momo Kogo and Mayu Iwatani. So this is one of those matches where it's like there's a lot of the tag league people in it, the tag teams, but it's not a tag league match because there's 4 of them, and one of them is not a tag league match.
And if this is not a tag league match, who won?
It was Peatrock.
Yes.
Oh my God, they got another win, but not in the tag league.
Exactly.
So frustrating. Yeah. And Mayu Iwatani, of course, was the one to deliver the win in this crazy match because when you got 4 teams in there, 8 people, it's just chaotic as heck. But Stardom does it so well with the multi-mans.
It's funny. We want Peatrock to win so badly.
I know. And they pull it off, but not when it really counts.
Yeah.
We got back into the tournament action after that in red block, Rana Yagami and Tomoka Inaba versus Hazuki and Koguma. The poor chicks with kicks do not have it easy in the early goings of this tournament. Now they're up against FWC.
Yeah, this one, it's not quite as competitive as I was hoping it was going to. It was, but it
was kind of clear. Like, there wasn't any moment where it was like, oh, I think Rana and Tomoka might win this match.
Yeah, there was never the FWC never seemed to be really in trouble, did they?
No, and they did win it when Hazuki did her Senton Atomiko. It was not like a big brainbuster finish or anything like that. It was just kind of like your middle of the road tag team match, and FWC comes out with yet another win in the tournament. They're just going for it.
Solid 3.
Another red block match, Sayaka Kurara and Tam Nakano took on Azumi and Miyu Amasaki in a match that surprisingly went the way of O2 Line finally. Miyu Amasaki with the win using the Tensai on Sayaka Kurara. So Azumi and Miyu Amasaki finally turning on the jets that they need, I guess.
And it's funny because Carrara and Tam are another team like Peatrock.
Yeah.
That I just love the team.
Yeah.
But I do understand the O2 line.
They needed it. They needed a win here because they've been suffering a bit.
Feel bad for Izumi.
Me too. And in the main event of this night, we saw Suzu Suzuki and Starlight Kid take on Wingori, Saida, and Hanan, finally getting into that tag team action. We've missed Hanan.
We really have.
It was weird without her for a little while.
It was. You talked about it was a noticeable void in the roster.
Like, it's the same with Xena. It's like you can tell that there's something missing, even if you don't really know what it is.
Right.
So it's nice to have Hanan back, and to see Wingori in full fighting action is always a great time. But Starlight Kid and Suzu Suzuki were not going to lose this match after the former night.
No, they got on track here.
They did. They even did a double standing moonsault, the SLK clap moonsault. Suzu did it with her.
Yes.
And they both nailed it. It was really cool.
Absolutely, yeah.
But it was the German suplex hold from Suzu Suzuki that got the win here for Crazy Tiger Lady over Wingori. I think it's something like that. I still am like, I can't figure out. It's like Crazy Female Tiger, Crazy Tiger Lady, something like that.
It's close enough.
Crazy Tiger Girls, you know.
There you go.
They're crazy. They're tigers.
They're girls.
They're girls. And we love them. Then we move on to November 4th in Miyazaki.
Speaking of crazy girls.
Speaking of Suzu Suzuki. So this night started out with a 12-man match.
Yes.
Not an elimination 12-man.
No.
Just a straight-up 12-man first pin wins the match.
It's insane.
So on the one team, we had Hina, Lady C, Shiri, Miyu Mamasaki, Starlight Kid, and Mei Seira. So little God's Eye Neo Genesis team up. Then on the other team, we had Rion, Hanako, Mina Shirakawa, Maika, Tam Nakano, and Sayaka Carrara. So EXV and Cosmic Angels, which kind of makes sense, you know, because you got the Venus over there and the Cosmic Angels, so they kind of have that.
And they played up on that in the match.
They did, because Mina and Tam did a little dancey dance together, and you know Mina loves that.
Absolutely.
This match was just crazy for all the other reasons other than wrestling, like going to get food and drinks during the match, and Tam like almost spitting it out because it's so nasty.
It was almost Elseworld.
It was really silly. They were just having fun because they didn't have anything else to do on this night. So
everybody seemed like they were having a great time.
They did
the whole night.
This Miyazaki crowd, like, it was 420 straight. It was full.
Yeah.
The place they were in completely sold out because this is the first time they've been there. This is the first time Suzu Suzuki's wrestled in her home prefecture since she debuted in wrestling.
Right.
She's been dreaming of this moment, and I guess everyone in Miyazaki has been too.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was hard not to feel great for Suzu.
Yeah, it's like you get that feeling. It's like super special that you're getting to see this.
It even started out first of the night, you know, and all her friends out there.
Yeah.
You know, just having your mates around you and holding up your shirts and
they were all at Suzu shirts. It was so cute.
Yeah, it was. I love seeing. That's something you don't get in men's wrestling.
Yeah.
You don't get men celebrating other men very often.
Right. That sort of camaraderie. That's like, they kind of do it differently. They're a little more reserved.
You should. Mm-hmm. But, you know, really with Stardom and honestly, any of the women's wrestling, you're going to get the women standing up for one another.
Absolutely.
And it's one of my favorite things about women's wrestling, about Joshi, is the camaraderie.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, like in the Cosmic Angels recently, where they've been talking about how good Yuna's gotten and like giving her all this praise and just being happy for her.
If you can't get behind this, I question your sanity.
Me too. But this match was won by Hina, who pinned Rion with her Gato clutch. And then following the match, Maika had a little talk on the mic, and she announced that they will be having a show in Okinawa come March, which means that Stardom will have held matches in all 47 prefectures.
Yeah.
At long last.
Absolutely.
So that's really cool.
And if somebody doesn't do some Karate Kid stuff when they go to Okinawa, I'm going to be very upset. I need to.
Tomoko, we're looking at you. Aya Sakura, get on it.
I need Aya Sakura on one of those fishing sticks. I don't know what you call it.
One of those poles in the sand.
One of the poles in the sand of fishing sticks.
We need fish sticks.
Fish sticks, please. Fish sticks. No, don't say that. That'll be a name of a tag team.
Oh, I wish it would be. That would be amazing. So we got into tournament action following that crazy 12-man match, starting in the blue block. Rina and Azusa Inaba versus Aya Sakura and Yuna Mizumori. And this was a fun, hard-hitting match. It was like much more...
super hard-hitting.
It was much more competitive than the Rina Azusa match from the night before. I think they finally figured out whatever was going on there. They worked much better with Aya and Yuna.
I think Aya and Rina on this one kind of like...
yeah, they kind of brought up those old feelings from that future match that they had.
Yeah, and also you got to wonder, does Carrara play into that?
She might.
With Aya.
Yeah, and Aya was actually the one that got the win in this match. Yeah. She used her beautiful roundhouse kick to get the pin and win the match for her team. She whipped
the first one. She got the second one.
she did her best.
That's all that matters.
Following that, in the red block, we had Rani Yagami and Tomoka Inaba versus Ruaka and Natsuko Tora, and this is your standard hate match. Wasn't anything really crazy or special about it. It was just hate doing their thing, getting the win. So
absolutely
good for them. It was like, I don't know, like a 275 star match.
I think both those matches were 275.
Yeah, they were good. They were good, but again, it's like we're kind of focusing on other things in this night, so we're just going to put these tournament matches out there and get them done and over with.
Yeah.
But following that, in the blue block, we had Natsupoi and Sari Ano take on Hanan and Sayaida Wingori, which was a spectacular match.
Amazing freaking match. Damn, this match was good.
It was so good. And we got the full experience of this match because it went the entire time limit.
This match was so damn good.
You've got on the one side, you've got smooth as butter, Poi and Ano, and then on the other side, you've got Wingori, who have turned it on in the last year. Ever since they won the New Blood Tag Team titles.
I was going to say.
And they had those matches like that one against Chan Yota and Mai Sakurai.
Yes.
And then they've just been on a freaking tear in tag team matches.
The match.
Yeah.
It
lives in infamy.
It never leaves my mind.
I know.
And
those Sayaida versus Chan Yota moments.
Yeah.
Like, I think that cemented Sayaida in our mind as like a heavy hitter.
I want to go back and watch them. Mm-hmm. Definitely as we're getting closer to the end of the year.
Yeah.
I definitely want to do a retrospect on a lot of the best.
There's been so much.
It's
been a crazy year.
But Jesus Christ, they don't have bad matches.
They really don't. When Wingori gets in there and they're ready to go, they are so good together.
Hanan turned it on after a certain somebody who has went on to international stardom kind of picked her up and put a tress on her and changed it up there a little bit,
big sistered her a little,
right? Exactly. But Sayaida is so special.
If that New Blood Tag Team title run wasn't enough to propel her into your heart, then her 5-star Grand Prix run had to just make you a Sayaida fan, because she has so much passion. She has taken over the mantle of passion in Stardom.
She's undersized, but not.
Right. She doesn't let that stop her.
That's just the thing. We talk about people that we believe is a main eventer. Mm-hmm. And I believe her because I believe there's nothing that girl can't do.
Me too. It's like you put her against anyone and she's going to show up and do her best. Like, and not in the funny way. She's going to kill somebody with her chops, her lariats.
She comes off sometimes goofy and funny and stuff.
Yeah, sometimes she gets her hoodie caught in the lights. What about it?
The thing I like about her and Hanan is also a main eventer.
Yeah.
Make no doubt about it. Mm-hmm. You got to remember how young she is. I know she's been around for a long time already, but she is so damn young.
Yeah, she's only 19.
And she is everything. She reminds me of like a young female Barry Windham. And
high praise.
Just the fact of she has all of the gifts that you can't teach.
Right.
that you either have them or you don't, pal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the cool thing about her and Ida is Ida at first glance has none of those gifts.
Right. You wouldn't peg her as one that's super talented.
She's like one of the most gifted people I've ever seen.
Yeah, you see her wrestle and you're suddenly like, oh. It makes sense.
You forget anything about the vertical. You forget anything about because she is a badass.
Absolutely. And she has the heart.
Yeah,
which is all that really matters.
That's all that matters. I mean, listen, you have to have heart
to
be a professional wrestler. You have to have a different kind of heart to be a Joshi.
Yes.
Wrestler.
It's an intense world to live in.
Even when we work out, we jokingly, we'll push each other.
Yeah.
And, it's like, okay, all right, are we going to get this stretch? Are we going to get this stretch? And we go back to like some of the All Japan training and stuff, but to push the other one down or to rally each other on. And it's really very much.
It makes it more fun.
Very much a Joshi type mentality. And Saya Ida, to me, throws back.
Yeah, she does.
To that All Japan wrestling, that type mentality of, I will fight you to the death.
Yes, I will not stop until it's over.
This match was great.
It was, and you gotta wonder if Natsupoi and Sariano possibly win this tournament and win the tag team titles. Does this time limit draw come back? It's like maybe Wingori gets a shot at those titles.
That would be something in that capacity.
Yeah.
That would be something. And
I'd love to see this match run back regardless.
The time limit draw gives them the right.
It does, because they didn't lose.
Yeah.
They didn't beat them.
That gives them the right. I don't like tossing the fives out on a time limit draw. But
I know. Because usually we like a finish.
It's got I don't know. What do you think? It's your show.
I would give it a solid 4.5. I think it was a great match. It was amazing. I actually don't mind the time limit draw in this instance. Right. I don't think it hit 5-star level, but it was still probably the best match of this card.
Yeah, of this absolutely.
Card tonight. So moving on from that, we had a red block match. Yet another Peach Rock showing. Mayu Iwatani and Momo Kogo versus Hazuki and Koguma, a full stars match, FWC versus Peach Rock, and you could tell that they were ready to go. Like they did not hold back.
Well, they didn't
at all against each other.
They didn't do the handshakes.
Nope.
And we knew right then that
like the night before when Mayu was so excited to do the bear dance, there was none of that.
No,
here,
no bear dance. This started out with no handshakes, and this was big match FWC, and this was Peach Rock getting a little desperate. It
was like Mayu's starting to feel the heat, I think, of those losses.
You can see the frustration.
And she knows better than anyone that FWC is one of the best tag teams in the world. And it showed in this match how well, the fact that they're in the same faction, how well they know each other, because there were moves that FWC never misses when they do them together that Mayu and Momo were able to evade because they know how FWC operates.
Yeah, and I love that. But I'm telling you, Mayu's getting frustrated.
Yeah, it showed a lot more at the end of this match. Koguma was able to get the win when she spun Momo Kogo around with a rear naked choke and then just kept it sank in until Momo Kogo passed the heck out.
Yeah.
So FWC won this match. Peach Rock is down. Another loss in the tournament, which is not good for their prospects of getting to the end. And Mayu seemed, she was all smiles and stuff after the fact with FWC and like she's in there with her friends, but you could tell directly after the bell rang, she was a little miffed.
She's Mayu freaking Iwatani.
Yeah. It's like, I went almost undefeated in the 5-star Grand Prix this year, and now this is where I'm at.
Yeah. That's a lot of losses, man. And
I think she genuinely wants to help Momo get better and to put her on a track to success, but she's just struggling to find it right now.
Not being able to win the big ones per se and win the other ones makes it worse.
Yeah, like you've got the other nights where you don't have tag league matches, you're winning, you're fine. Momo's getting wins on her own.
Yeah.
And then you step in there with the tag teams that you're supposed to be beating and just can't get it done.
Yeah, FWC's in the driver's seat right now.
It's going to be interesting to see how Mayu handles this whole journey and if she's very graceful about it and is very nice to Momo and is like, you did really good, you got a lot better, we should continue this, or if she's like, if she does what Io did to her and is like, I can't team with you, you're not good enough.
You know what? I didn't even think about that.
Because Thunder Rock ended because Io Shirai wanted more serious partners and she went off to form Queen's Quest.
And it's even got the name Rock in it.
And that's the Mayu part, but it makes me wonder if maybe she'll look back on that and how she felt and realize that maybe she would have benefited if Io had stuck around, and maybe that'll make her want to stick around for Momo. But
even the way she's talking to Momo is very much the way that Mayu was talked to.
Yeah, like you're not very good. Yeah. You're not a good wrestler, and I don't want to be your tag team partner.
Right. Yet we're seeing the transition. We're seeing Momo actually get better.
The history is doomed to repeat itself.
Yeah.
I hope Mayu sees the light and is not mean to Momo Kogo about these losses, but it's hard when you're in a competitive sport and you're in a tournament and you want to win. It's hard.
You've thrown a whole new wrinkle in this for me.
It's so interesting. And Peach Rock for me is the coolest story of the tag league right now. I know there's like other stuff going on with and all the people who are doing great and winning, but Peach Rock just captures my interest to no end. I love it.
That's awesome.
But that was not the end of the night. The final match of the night in the main event was Suzu Suzuki's triumphant return to Miyazaki against Azumi, who she nominated to be her opponent because they're buddies, they're friends.
Right.
And they had Neo Genesis out there kind of in a neutral capacity, like all of Neo Genesis out there to see their girl Suzu wrestling, and it was just a beautiful moment.
Yeah, it was great.
From the flowers at the beginning to Suzu and Azumi just absolutely killing it in the ring to Suzu getting the win with the German suplex hold. She almost went for the Sky Twister press. She almost got it. She set it up. And she just has not been able to pull it off this year. I thought this would be the moment.
Yeah, we were talking about it first that this would be the night she did it.
I want to see it so bad.
But yeah, it was a great match. It was solid.
It was amazing because it's Azumi and Suzu Suzuki.
It never hit that emotional high because of the fact that, it was sort of an exhibition.
Yeah, they're friends. They're not in here to kill each other.
Yeah, so you're not going to get that.
You didn't get that Suzu, crazy, serious, beat you up kind of Suzu that we would like to see. But it was still fun. And you could tell it meant a lot to Suzu to be here.
Absolutely.
And to wrestle in front of her home prefecture.
And hats off to Stardom for recognizing such things.
Absolutely. This whole run was like such a fun little weekend because there were so many important things that happened for people. Like,
it was good for the girls.
Morale wise, even if our signal was a little crappy, even this 11-4 show, they recognized Koguma's anniversary of her debut. So it was like a lot of really nice celebrations going on all at once. It was really fun.
It was a good time.
But that brings us to the current standings of the Goddess of Stardom Tag League. Starting with the red block, we have Hazuki and Koguma in first solidly with 8 points. They've only had one loss, that quick loss where Saki Kashima rolled them up. Mm-hmm. But they are on track to get to that quarterfinal spot at the end of the tournament. With 4 points, we have Shiri and Saki Kashima, Maika and Hanako, and Natsuka Tora and Ruaka. Then with 2 points, Konami and Saya Kamitani, Mayu Itani and Momo Kogo, Azumi and Miyu Amasaki, and Tam Nakano and Sayaka Kurara. And at the bottom, Tomoka Inabe and Rana Yagami have no points so far in the red block.
Yeah.
Then, over on the blue side, standing tall at the top of the block with 9 points is Natsupoi and Sariano. Then below that, the next amount of points is 4, which 2 teams claim Waka Tsukiyama and Rion and Meisera and Kohaku. Then at 2 points, we have Starlight Kid and Suzu Suzuki, Yuna Mizumori and Aya Sakura, and Rina and Azuse Inaba. With 1 point, thanks to that time limit draw, we have Saida and Hanan, and still with 0 points, Hina and Lady C, and Momo Watanabe and Tekla, who haven't even started their tournament yet, so that's why they have 0 points.
Right.
But both blocks have a solid standout winner right now, who, honestly, these 2 teams have had more matches. They've been having tag league matches every single night since it started almost. So they've been able to get those points racked up, but they've also been winning pretty much every single match. I mean, Natsuko and Sariano have won every match except for the one time limit draw. So they're very solidly set into those places.
So, I mean, for me, some of the ones to still look out for, obviously, are 8 points in red with Hazuki and Kogama.
Right.
I think that Maika and Hanako...
They're always a danger.
Are going to be there, if not for any other reason than Maika.
Right.
And I believe that Peach Rock is still going to be in the mix.
I think I'm not going to count Peach Rock out until the fat lady sings.
Yeah, no, I definitely think Peach Rock will be in it. In blue, and then we'll get to yours. And obviously, Natsuko and Sariano. I mean, Jesus.
Oh, man.
It's 9 points. They're going to be balls to the wall.
Absolutely.
I think that Saida and Hanan are going to be in that mix.
Right.
For all the reasons we said, and they just started,
Agreed.
And I think that Momo, obviously, and Tekla
once they get started,
will be in the mix.
Yeah, I have all of those teams, too. Exactly the same. I also gave a little checky mark to Tam Nakano and Sayaka Kurara. I feel like they can do great things.
I hope.
If they really put their heads together. And on the blue side... Starlight Kid and Suzu Suzuki, I think, have a good chance of at least making it to the tournament after the tournament.
Right.
Because there will be 3 teams from each block that make it to the quarterfinals, because you'll have the one match and then the one team gets a bye and they'll face the winner of that match, and then those red versus blue and, all the tournament things after the tournament. But coming up next weekend, we have 3 consecutive shows once again.
Yes.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday shows. Starting on November 9th in Takashiba, our tournament matches are Mayu Utani and Momo Kogo versus Ruaka and Natsuko Tora. And I'm just going to go ahead and mark this as a hopeful Peach Rock win and just go with my heart pick and hope that they can pull it off.
Yeah, I'm going with Peach Rock as well.
Unless this is the breaking point if they lose and Mayu's like, okay, we got to get it together, and freaks out. Another red block match, Shiri and Saki Kashima versus Tomoka Inaba and Rani Yagami. So full God's Eye match here.
Shiri's not going to lose that.
I don't think so either. I think she's going to show the young'uns why she's the head of God's Eye. In blue block, we have 3 matches. Momo Watanabe and Tekla starting off their tournament against Hina and Lady C.
So Momo starts out.
Yes, so the tag team champions are probably going to start off with a strong win.
Yeah.
Hanan and Saida versus Rina and Azusa Inaba. I think this will be a Wingori.
Me too.
A Wingori victory, a real true victory, not a draw. And Starlight Kid and Suzu Suzuki versus Mei Sarah and Kohaku. So a little Neo Genesis versus Neo Genesis here. But I would probably vote for Starlight and Suzu.
I agree. I think we
match.
totally agree on everything.
On November 10th in Chiba, we have 4 matches. In the red block, Shiri and Sakakashima versus Maika and Hanako, which is a fun sounding match. I'm going to say Maika and Hanako probably going to win. Then Ruaka and Natsuko Tora versus Konami and Saya Kamatani. Who's going to out-hate each other in this match?
I believe this will be Natsuko Tora taking this.
You think the faction leader is going to win out? I'm going to vote for Konami and Saya. I think they might have use trickery to get the one up on this one.
I don't know. I think that you got to look at how many losses this would be for Tora.
Absolutely. That's always a factor. That's a worry you get when you team with someone like Ruaka, though, and you're like one of the younger girls.
Right.
There's always that chance that she takes the loss for you and you don't have any say in it. Then on the blue side, on this show, Momo Watanabe and Tekla take on Aya Sakura and Yuna Mizumori. So poor Aya Sakura and Yuna Mizumori. On this one, I think Momo and Tekla probably
without a doubt
got the win. And then Hanan and Saida will take on Lady C and Hina. Or Hanan and Saida, yes, Lady C and Hina. So sister versus sister. Wingori versus God's Eye.
It's another Wingori win.
Yes. Wingori is definitely going to get the win here. I wouldn't be surprised if Hanan got the pin over Hina in a little sisterly competitiveness there.
Yeah, me either.
Then on November 11th, we're in Korakuen Hall, so it's a big night.
Plus it's 11-11.
With lots of matches, 6 matches to be exact, in the tag league.
So Make-A-Wish show.
In the red block, Tam Nakano and Sayaka Kurara versus Konami and Saya Kamatani. Very apropos to have these teams against each other in the building where Sayaka Kurara pinned Saya Kamatani. But will that happen again is the question.
I believe it will.
You think Sayaka Kurara is going to do it again?
I think lightning strikes twice.
I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna vote Sayaka.
I think it's a good story.
She's gonna do it again.
It's a 1, 2, 3 kid kind of thing.
Then Maika and Hanako versus Ruaka and Natsuka Tora. It's so hard to pick some of these.
Again, I'm gonna go with Natsuka Tora.
I think I will too on this one. I think hate might get the better of them in this match. Then on the blue side, we have Momo Watanabe and Tekla versus Natsupoi and Sariano.
Now
holy crap.
This is where I think that our girls,
they take the loss.
Yeah.
I mean, you got that Tekla Natsupoi thing.
No, I think Natsupoi and Sariano win.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll go against you on this one.
Oh, I figure Tekla would somehow get the win over this one. It's 6 days before Historic X over where they're facing off again. So it's so weird.
Wow. You're swaying me.
It just, I don't know. It just feels like maybe Hate will get the win in this match. And like, it would be cool for Sariano and Natsupoi to go practically undefeated in the tournament.
You're right. With the X over coming, it's better storytelling.
And then Hanan and Saya Ida versus Aya Sakura and Yuna Mizumori. So Lil Wingori versus our girls over there in Cosmic Angels.
I think this is not Wingori's night.
You think? I think Aya Sakura and Yuna Mizumori might be able to get the better. I love Yuna Mizumori and Saida in the ring together, by the way. Yeah. I just think they have amazing chemistry together. Mei Seira and Kohaku will take on Rina and Azusa Inaba. So Mei Seira and Kohaku, I think, will grab the win on that one.
I think I'll go with Rina on this.
It's always good to bet on Rina and Corkin Hall, usually. I don't blame you.
I think I'll go with Rina.
And then Starlight Kid and Suzu Suzuki team up to take on Rion and Waka Tsukiyama.
Big win for Starlight Kid.
Yeah, Starlight Kid and Suzu Suzuki. So that's what we have coming up for the Tag League. And it's nonstop until the beginning of December when we get to the finals. So we're definitely going to be back here very soon talking about these shows and what happens on them. And hopefully with much better signal.
Yes.
To be able to watch them. They're in Cork and Hall and stuff, so I'm sure it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be good.
It'll be good. But we hope you guys have been enjoying this Tag League as much as we have, and the stories that have been told. We hope that we've given you some things to think about as far as the Tag League goes and all of the Stardom storylines right now. It's been such a joy watching these shows.
And let us know what you think.
Yeah, we want to hear from you. We want to know your takes. Like, comment on the YouTube video. Let us know how you're feeling. Who you think's going to win? What do you think's going to happen?
Yes.
Even for Historic X over and, like, stuff in the future. We want to know everything that you think because it helps us learn more about, like, the genuine opinion of Stardom and what everyone else is feeling.
I've been trying to figure out the genuine for a while.
Yeah, me too. It's so hard. But make sure you join us next time when we go over more of the Goddess of Stardom Tag League. And we've got some big Sendai Girls shows coming up, some more Oz Academy. There's all kinds of things happening. There's a big Lowell, Massachusetts New Japan show that has girls on it. There's so many things happening. So make sure you keep up with us on X at Wrestling Is Her. Facebook, Twitter, the same. Wrestling Is Her on YouTube. Subscribe, like our videos, listen to it on there. If you
tell your friends. If you don't like us, tell your enemies.
If you like listening on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, Google, all that good stuff. So we thank you so much for listening. We love being here. We love that you guys love being here as well. But that is all for now. I'm Raja. He's John. So long from Wrestling Is Her. Bye.